So, we are back with our final part. It's been a long time coming. Well, hey, a good thing is that we're not going to be here next week, so at least there is an extra long episode. So, we'll talk about that after this.
We will.
Horror Show and Extreme Rules.
Fuck.
Really? I thought this show was actually quite nice. I was shocked. But anyway, let's go into the matches themselves, and we'll have a brief discussion about them.
Okay. New Day versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. Great match. Great ending.
Yep.
Done.
Yep. It was a tables match for the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro won with a powerbomb to Kingston. Oh my God, this was a great start.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. I was so excited. I'm like, yes, perfect.
Yes. Right.
Now, maybe if they were in NJPW and they went for the heavyweight tag team, you know what, anyway.
Anyways,
Can we have Shinsuke Nakamura and Claudio Castagnoli versus fucking Taichi and fucking Zack Sabre Jr.? And my balls are empty anyway.
Anyways, let's move on to the next match. Bayley and Nikki Cross.
This match was very good.
It was a very good match, yes.
It was paced nicely. They told a really good story. Once again, this is why Bayley is like the best thing on the show right now.
Yeah.
I thought there were the run-ins a little bit, like, it was a nice little tease.
It was. It was a lot better than the other women's match, that's for sure.
100%. But the ending was clear. It was a faceplant by Bayley to retain.
Yep. It was a very good match.
A very good match. This is why Nikki Cross is awesome. I spelt Nikki incorrectly, but we're going to move on.
Anyways, MVP, I don't know why this even happened. So is MVP the United States champion now?
No.
Or is Apollo Crews the... the fuck?
So MVP beat Apollo...
He just came... They just came out... They just came out to jack each other off.
Right, so Apollo Crews is, I guess, injured. I'm not sure if the injury...
He's not injured. He probably has COVID. He probably has the Rona.
Really?
He might.
So?
He might. Who knows?
Be surprised. So he's going to be out at least until SummerSlam, which is fine. MVP crowned himself the United States champion, but it's not sanctioned. MVP pinned Apollo Crews during a tag team match a couple of months ago.
Who does he think he is? A TNA World Heavyweight Champion?
Right? So, yes, MVP is claiming that he is the United States champion.
Stupid.
I thought this was kind of lame. I kind of wish MVP was in a match in some way, shape, form, and or color. Especially with either Ricochet, who they've been feuding with, or Cedric Alexander, who they've been feuding with.
Oh my God.
Utilize them. At least there would have been something there. But I love MVP and Lashley. More of them. It's great. Anyway.
Not right for a pay-per-view, though. That was just a waste of an opportunity.
If this was on a Raw, it would actually been okay.
Yeah.
So, Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio in eye for an eye.
Oh my God. The match was great, but the stipulation and the ending, I saw the eye, and Wrestling Travel on their Facebook page did a close-up shot of the eye. It was totally a prop. It wasn't even realistic. It was so bad.
Right.
It was awful.
Right.
I mean, the fuck do you... That's not even... That is a violation of the law in the state of Florida.
Here is where not only the horror show went off the deep end, but also this show is going to go off the deep end.
Oh my God, this show just went down. Now the match itself, like I said, Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, great match.
I like the teases.
Stipulation.
They were very creative with how they were attacking the eye.
Yes.
As well. So I actually did quite enjoy a lot of this up until the last not even a minute.
And this is a theme. This is going to be a theme for the next few matches.
Except for the last one.
Yes.
That's where I'm going to go
It's
off.
just going to suck.
Right.
Anyways.
Once again, this is where, I have ice cream, and then, the last lick, it falls on the ground, it's set on fire.
Right.
And then it falls into the center of the earth.
I mean, okay, so stipulation is stupid. Rollins won.
Rollins, puked, which I thought looked the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. No, WWE... Why does this guy's puke look like this?
And what the hell are you? What is the WWE thinking with this? This is obviously a Bruce Pritchard move.
Thank God, thank Christ they did not do the CGI idea. It was live, So at least it was not a
And
cinematic.
they did a fucking prop for an eye though.
Right.
The eye was not realistic.
And I told Peanut Gallery this. I'm gonna say it here. They could have done something here that would have been fine.
Yeah.
If they did, the person has to be bleeding from the eye.
Right.
To lose.
Right.
That
like a first blood match.
Right. But except it would have to be from the eye directly. That would have been fine. And then everything would make sense because Rey Mysterio's eye bled the last time. So
and they had Rey Mysterio with that stupid that whiteout contact, and it looked like he didn't have an eye.
Right, it looked like
shit, an iris there. Oh.
It's like, okay, so can he not see from the eye because the iris is totally dissipated? Because that's kind of
and guess what? They're giving us a follow-up story too. It's like
they're giving us a follow-up story.
It's like he might be able to retain his sight, guys.
Oh right,
it's like, do you know how rare that is? Like that.
No, if everything is attached, you can do that.
No, but that would be a fucking miracle if that were ever the case. But anyways, it was a fake match. It was just so fake. It was so bad. The match itself was great, but the stipulation and the ending,
let's
terrible.
Let's talk about another ending.
My God.
A very good match that was hindered by the ending.
Asuka, Sasha Banks, the worst women's match of the night. Bruce Pritchard, he definitely wrote this. Or if they hired Vince Russo back.
Paul Heyman is not he's not picking up your phone at this point.
Right. This was bullshit. This match was fine. The match was great. The ending, the fuck?
So basically what happened was Asuka sprayed the referee with the green mist.
Uh-huh.
And Bayley put on his shirt, knocked out Asuka with the belt, counted the pin, and left with the Raw Women's Champion.
So is Asuka the Women's Champion or is Sasha Banks the Women's Champion? Again, we don't fucking know. This shit should be easy, WWE. Who's the champion?
They're probably going to do a rematch tomorrow on Raw.
I
guarantee it.
God, but that was that was the worst ending. No, that was the second worst ending of the night.
It was the second worst ending of the night. So, let's go on to the next one, and then we can rant and rave about it as much as we want.
Okay, great. So,
Drew McIntyre,
and Dolph Ziggler.
Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Champion. This is the stipulation that Dolph Ziggler picked. It's Extreme Rules for Dolph Ziggler only. If Drew McIntyre is disqualified, leaves, so counted out, or anything other than a pin or submission by Ziggler, Ziggler would win the WWE Championship.
So anyways, it told a great story.
I thought this was a great match.
It told a good story, and the right person won. Drew McIntyre out of nowhere with a Claymore.
Yep, he was down. Dolph Ziggler was set up for a super kick. McIntyre kicks
I love all the subtlety with the weapons and stuff. Where
McIntyre was getting visibly frustrated that he couldn't put Ziggler through a table,
right,
or use a chair, or get counted out.
Right.
Ziggler once again was trying to utilize all of those things.
Yep.
And he was getting visibly frustrated.
Yep.
Which just told a great story.
It did.
I loved this match.
Right.
So I was very happy with it. This one I was a little concerned about, but once again, you get two veterans in a title match where everything else was like okay to great up until the ending.
Right.
It was hard not to lose, and also it was a clean victory.
It was.
Which was great because after the last two, we kind of needed it.
Anyways, let's move on to...
I didn't even finish my notes because I was enthralled in it, and also I went on a Twitter spree for the most part.
Oh my
also,
God.
once again, follow us on social medias. Links are in the description everywhere you find them.
Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, and a Wyatt swamp. This was terrible. Whatever this was.
The sets were absolutely Bush League garbage.
Oh my god, it looked like they were in the middle of a park. It was so bad.
At the ending. The other one looks like they were just straight up on AstroTurf studio space.
No, they were like on the edge of a baseball diamond or something.
Now, there were some fun subtleties in there, like with Sister Abigail and then Alexa Bliss showing
Oh yes,
up.
the Alexa Bliss, that was the only thing I liked about this match. Everything else was just dog crap.
You had Bray Wyatt dressed as Dracula, so now I guess Bray Wyatt has 4 different incarnations of himself. The ending of it, I did not hate.
I hated it. It was terrible. It was terrible. So is Braun Strowman drowned now? Is Braun Strowman alive?
But the Fiend did show up.
The Fiend, well, we all knew the Fiend was going to show up at some point. That was the end of the match. Whatever this was, it wasn't even a match. It was just a fight.
So is there just an assumption that Braun Strowman is dead then?
I mean, according to the continuity of the storyline, you should assume that.
Right. Now, if the Fiend showed up and choked him out and left him for dead, fine.
Right, because then there would be something there that then Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman can follow up on.
Right. And once again,
I mean, there was no conclusion to this. That was my problem. Was that there was a stupid false finish where it's like it's over. Okay. If they left it there, they would get an extra half a star. But they're not. They had to continue the storyline. There was no alligator like I was promised.
Right, so at the ending, Strowman basically drained the old Wyatt. Now, if he said it's over, walked out, and then the Fiend showed up, that would have been different.
Right, but instead they bring Braun, they bring Bray out of the water, drag Braun Strowman in, and Braun Strowman all of a sudden disappears, and now the Fiend just all of a sudden appears. It's like, where's the continuity in this bullshit?
Well, there isn't any, which is why the last, or at least 3 of the matches.
Anyways, before I go off on a tirade here, fuck this match. Anyways, we're about 11, 12 minutes in.
We can go as long as we want.
I know.
This is the one where I was most nervous about.
What were your thoughts on it? Do you think it was bullshit? I mean, there were some parts of it, like the storyline was fine. There was a lot of subtlety brought in, but this is just...
This is going to be a very...
It's almost like a porno.
Right? Well, the ending was. So, this is very unpopular, but here are my thoughts. This show had the most consistency of really good matches. There were bad endings, but the matches themselves were great. I don't think there was a match here that was outwardly bad.
What is the rating, and what is your match of the night?
Out of the 3 shows, this was my favorite.
What is your rating? What is your goddamn rating?
I'm going to get to it because I think we should at least say that. I'm going to give this a solid 4.25 stars out of 5.
Okay.
The only things that I did not like about most of these were the ending, where a lot of the other ones, like in Fight for the Fallen, whatever, everything was everything was terrible until the ending. The ending was the worst part of this, so I can at least appreciate the stuff before.
Okay, great. So,
Boom.
Okay. All right, Jim Cornette.
Yes. The best match of this night overall... This one's hard. I kind of liked all of them. I will say, best out of everything, Bayley and Nikki Cross was my favorite match.
Okay. I'm going to give this a 3.5 stars out of 5. So that means that the best match, the best show was Slammiversary. I'm going to stand by this because when you have a wrestling show, the magic is in the ending. But now you leave us with one champion who possibly is no longer alive. You have 2 championships whose actual rightful owners are up in the air. You had good matches, and then you had terrible fucking endings. You had terrible match types. Eye for an eye. Seriously? That match was a 2. And the only reason I gave it a 2 was because the actual wrestling in it was good.
I'm going to give it a 3 because I kind of like the storyline leading up to it, but then the actual thing was stupid. I like that Dominic was trying to redeem
Anyways, so my match of the night was... I have a tie between McIntyre, Ziggler, and Bayley, Nikki Cross.
I thought Bayley and Nikki Cross told a better story overall with the match itself, but that's just personal.
Yeah, but Dolph Ziggler makes it great.
Also, Nikki Cross actually won her #1 contendership,
right,
where Dolph Ziggler did not,
right,
which is why I gave that one just like the most slightest of edges.
So anyways, that's kind of what I had. The best show was Slammiversary because it's a new era. With Extreme Rules, we're just given more questions and answers, and I don't like that. When you have a pay-per-view, you expect more answers than questions.
So okay,
it just left me with asking more questions.
The ending kind of left a sour taste. So I think it's kind of unfair to kind of put MVP's title thing with Braun Strowman's.
No, MVP just straight up declared himself the fucking...
Because he pinned Apollo Crews.
I don't care about that. Who fucking cares? Apollo Crews didn't fucking go on to the show. Who cares? MVP just sucked his own cock.
But he's been doing this for, like,
I understand
weeks.
that, but
why... He's the one who showed the new title.
I understand it, but why do this at a fucking pay-per-view?
No.
Save this until Raw.
Right, no. At the pay-per-view, it's bad. But I do like where MVP is saying that he is United States champion, and then they have, like, what John Cena and CM Punk have for WWE
God, that
champion.
Means nothing. Oh, no, this is just horse cock. And then you know, the whole thing. I mean, Sasha Banks, Asuka, that was a fucking shit show.
Right. And it was a really good match, too.
It was a good match with a sour fucking ending.
Right.
No one can get their timing right with this shit.
Right.
That's why I gave it 3.5 stars, because, like, dude... So you took a good match, and Bruce Pritchard just took a shit on a good match.
Right. Bruce Pritchard did that for multiple of them.
I know.
He could have done something with the MVP Lashley.
Yeah.
He could have. Honestly, I think
MVP should have earned his title.
Right.
Not because, I pinned Apollo Crews a couple weeks ago. No one gives a fuck.
Right. You could have saved the eye for an eye. I think there would have been a redeeming quality with this if it was injure your opponent's eye. If you did that, boom, easy. That's easy.
Yeah, but they didn't. No.
Of course they didn't. They had a fake fucking eye.
Yep.
Behind Rey Mysterio's glove, which looked dog shit, and it was hilarious because now it's like, well, Rey Mysterio's gone.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in the company, so at least they can write him off that
right.
way.
Asuka, Sasha Banks, bullshit. Just
yep.
Bullshit.
Yep.
Wyatt Braun, I don't even know what Wyatt Braun Strowman was.
The fact that the question is Braun Strowman actually alive?
Right. They left us with, again, pay-per-views are meant to leave us...
Right.
They're meant to answer questions, not give us more questions.
Right. You wait until Raw, SmackDown, NXT to give us more questions.
Because now I'm just left with more questions. At least with Impact, they provided us answers. Here's your new champion. Here's your #1 contender. This rivalry is starting. Oh my God, the Good Brothers are actually going to be in a rivalry.
Like I said, I'm going to give Extreme Rules just the slightest edge because I thought I was more surprised about certain matches than disappointed with matches.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, this is the end of the show. I mean, we got nothing else to talk about. We could go on for hours with this.
So next week we are not going to have a show.
Nope.
We're going to be out of town and we're not going to have our equipment.
Yes.
So we will kick right back up at the beginning of August.
August 2, yep.
Because nothing really is happening.
Right.
So, which is fine. I think sometimes you deserve a little bit of a break.
Yep.
Especially after 3 pay-per-view events.
Whew.
Like, this was kind of a rough little week there, but hey, it is what it is.
Yep.
Thank you all for listening. If you did enjoy it, remember to follow us wherever you're listening to us and subscribe to all of the social medias and YouTube channel. And also become a patron at patreon.com/MajesticP, where you can watch the show and get drunk and incredibly irresponsible for obvious reasons. Drink and drive, people. Anyway, do not do that.
Okay, so anyways,
the views of Tiger Height do not share the same views as Majestic Production LLC.
Okay, so anyways.
So yes, it's always a fun time on there on the Patreon, so go ahead and become a patron. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, be
majestic.
Yeah.